Nice, nice.
Uh, Hey guys, this is Bug for 371 here. I forget the intro, whatever. I can't be bothered. um, w- Welcome to podcast episode 2. Um, I have a new guest here, also known Darkman 64.
Yeah.
Um, he's an old friend of mine. We actually let's just start off with this topic really quickly, this short minute. Dark, did you know that we are about to hit our 7-year mark? We've known each other for 7 years.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's been a long time. But like, isn't it? Did it start in Death Run?
Yes,
Was
it all started in Death Run.
Yeah, and then we created this Skype group.
Yeah, we all.
And then we
Uh,
continued keeping in touch.
yeah.
But how do you feel about it? Like, it's 7 years, and
It's baffles me. It just surprises me how long we known each other. And for those who don't know, me and Dark are in a group with a bunch of people, and we known each other for 7 years. Some people are like a little bit distant, but we still know each other nonetheless. And yeah, this group been going on for 7 years. And it just surprises me because I have never seen a group that lasted this long.
no, usually they disband after a while when everyone stops talking to each other. But this
Yeah.
group seems unique in a way that continues to exist after so many years.
Yeah. And honestly, this group reminds me of the another group called Sidemen, if you ever heard of them. The Sidemen.
I haven't actually.
Oh. They are just a group of friends just like ours. They've been doing YouTube for 10 years plus.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And it's just kind of cool that we lasted this far. And
How long do you think it's gonna last? I
Um,
mean, if it's been 7 years, do you think it's gonna be longer than that, or?
I honestly don't know. Like, we are slowly starting into the phase of people meeting each other in real life. Like, I just met Ponson in real life. And just
Oh yeah.
eventually I'll meet more people. And yeah. And just a heads up, next year I will be traveling to Sweden. So, yeah.
If the circumstances allows for traveling. and
Yeah.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll see. It's been a weird year
Oh,
already,
yeah.
so I hope the
Yeah.
next year is gonna be better.
I mean, I don't think it's gonna be better because I just see a pattern going on, but whatever. I feel like it's just a natural phenomenon, honestly.
Yeah. But you have to find some you have to be a little optimistic sometimes
Yeah,
and hope for something good.
yeah. I mean, at least we're almost done with this year. Just 3 more weeks.
Yeah.
Uh,
What do you think of the year so far? Like, do you think it's been completely bad, or do you think there has been some good moments as well?
I mean, for me personally, for myself, I say this is the best year for me. But looking at the open world, everyone else, I say this is the worst year.
Hmm.
And what about you?
I think the year was okay at the beginning, but then when things got worse and worse, it's hard to find things to be positive about, and when you really can't meet people anymore,
Yeah.
it affects you. But
Oh yeah,
I
for
guess
sure.
the situation could have been a lot worse if we
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
have like technology and stuff.
Yeah, and honestly, what really impressed me the most is the vaccine. How fast? Where are we getting it? Usually, it takes like 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
And
like,
it's amazing how united people are to find a vaccine and
yeah,
to fix this problem.
yeah. And I mean, in terms of why I say this year's worse for everyone else, it's just based off people are losing their loved ones and all that crap, and the economy just going mayhem. Like Jesus Christ, the economy.
Yeah.
Whew.
That's gonna be an issue. Like, how are they gonna solve the economy issue after
Yeah.
COVID?
But another thing why I say this is a good year for most of the people, because this is actually a great year for changing something. It's time to change something, such as racism, where black people have been affected for 80 plus, actually no, probably like, I actually don't know my history. I say it's like around like 500 years plus.
Mm.
But it is nice to see a change.
Yeah. I don't know what's the solution to racism, because it's been around for so long, and
Yeah.
I know many people are fighting against it, but I don't see how we can eliminate racism completely.
Yeah, I don't think there will ever be a time that we will not have
We
any.
want it to be less common for sure.
Yeah,
We don't want people to look down on
yeah.
other people.
Racism is not gonna go anywhere anytime soon. No way in hell.
No. But everyone is equal.
Yeah, and also the policy had been changing, which is good to see. Like the police department, they're changing their regulation, which is good to see. All the
And that's good.
the police brutality and all that crap. It's time to stop and just change for once.
And
And
there's been a change of president as well, so
yeah,
we'll
and
see what he'll do in the future.
I actually don't know how to think about it. It's interesting to see it right now. What about you?
I don't know really. I don't think about it too much because I don't live in that country that he is president in, so
Yeah.
but it's always interesting to see like what goes on
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah. Like, again, you guys know me. I don't like to go into political stuff, but this is the only time I will go into a small bit of political stuff. Is Trump. What the? Man. This one honestly affects anyone who lives in America the most, because one, he's not really doing anything about this pandemic. He's just letting it happen, and he's just fixated on the election from November. I'm like, mate, just drop it. You lost already. Never have I feared so much in my life. This Trump supporter is too strong. It's way too strong. Stronger than the Karens stands.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh Jesus Christ, no.
And I like how before this election was gonna take place, a lot of people were like, oh, if Biden wins, the world is ending, or Trump is winning, oh, the world is ending.
Yeah.
But look, it's still here.
Yeah.
And things move on. But yeah.
I mean, I've been doing a bunch of research on political stuff, like, not too long ago. I'm pretty sure this is like 3 weeks ago, but in Paris, they just passed a law. You know about it, right? Since you're in Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, in Paris, they just passed a law where you cannot record a video on a police. And people were
which is
not.
kind of stupid in a way.
Yeah, people were not happy about it and they protested it. And if you guys think that should be a thing, no, you are wrong because one, in pretty much any place in America, you're allowed to record a police to have protection for yourself. That's why the people in Paris want that. But yeah,
Yeah.
another thing that's been going on is in South America. They're passing a law of the economy. I don't know what it is, but it's something about the shipments and all that. And people are not happy about that either. And it's just what really surprised me about this entire world is the amount of protests that have been going on too.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's hard to be united in some places, I guess.
Yeah, like this is
But,
this is the time where people are all united together.
yeah, right now we need to be united if we're gonna fix the
Yeah.
issues that has been going on for this year. And I think in a way we have done well because we're finally starting to see some results with the vaccine and stuff. So
Yeah.
can always hope it's gonna help.
Yeah. And I mean, there is one thing I don't like about the protesting right now. Is people take protesting as an advantage to do lootings and all that. I'm like, mate, that's not how protest is supposed to be. No. Even though that's just how Mother Nature be like, humanity be like.
I mean, if there's no order, then they can do whatever they want. So
yeah.
It's not uncommon that people resort to that sort of things.
Yeah. And another thing that's been going on is Mother Nature. Good God, never have I seen such a terrifying Mother Nature. Like wildfire going left and right. I'm like, bloody storm, hurricanes, and like, oh, Mother Nature's not happy this year.
Yeah. And there has been a lot more talk about the environment as well, that people want to improve and not pollute anymore.
Yeah.
It's a good thing they are thinking about that again, but it's a bit too late on that part too.
Oh yeah, it's about damn time, but it's too late at this point.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's gonna make a difference if we try to not pollute the environment as much anymore, because we have already done too much damage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the ice is not gonna come back because we stop driving cars or stuff. I don't know. It's not gonna work.
And another sad thing about this whole pandemic is shoot, I forgot what I was gonna say now. It was
That's okay.
Yeah, I'll get back to it later.
Yeah. But if you think back, if you think from when the pandemic started and everyone was like, what is the right method of doing this so it doesn't spread? And different people had different ideas on how to do things in different countries. Like in Sweden, for example, there was the herd immunity strategy, where we basically just thought like, if we slowly spread it across to everyone, there will be like a immunity to it eventually. While in the US there was a complete lockdown. And many other countries had this lockdown.
Yeah, you made a big gamble and it worked out at the end.
Yeah, somehow. But a lot of people criticized Sweden for doing that, so...
Yeah.
And I can't blame them really, because it was really a gamble and it could have been terrible if it didn't work.
Yeah. But at the end it worked out.
Somehow, yeah.
And I think I know why it worked out is because it's due to the temperature you have over there.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's not cold that much anymore because of the environment changes, but it has helped. And then that people don't really panic as much if there's no lockdown and stuff as well. I mean, people still bought a lot of toilet papers, don't get me wrong.
that was a great
I don't see
meme.
where they went with that. I don't see where they went with that. Like, how is toilet paper gonna save us?
Honestly, that was probably one of my favorite memes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, like I said at the beginning of this year, we are living in a simulation, aka plaguing. This is the plaguing at this point.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to make fun of it or anything. It's just, it's terrifying how close of a resemblance it is to plaguing. And
Okay.
um,
I'm not sure I follow with this, but I guess there's some similarity, I guess.
yeah. And it's just the one thing that really blew my mind is that COVID has surpassed so many levels of severities, such as it passed most deaths of it has more deaths than heart disease. It has more deaths than American World War II. I mean, no, 9/11. And I'm like, damn.
It's crazy to think about. Kind of hard to fathom the amount in a way.
And going back to the topic of Mother Nature, with how much we have affected the world, and we can't really save where it is as of now stands. That I agree. We're a bit too late for that, but at the same time, we are very late. Then we don't have a lot of people who are healthy and be able to make a change of the environment at this point.
No.
70 million people are infected right now. 70. That's. And I looked it back on all the other disease, like the Spanish flu. The Spanish flu was 500 million infected, and that tells you how big of a difference between in the past and now. It's and especially now that COVID is still a thing, and we have 7.8 billion people on this world now, and we honestly don't have a lot of control on this virus at this point because how much of a difference between now and in the past.
Yeah, but maybe we know a bit more about the virus to find a cure and to an extent hinder it from expanding more. I don't know how far science has come, but it seems they have come a long way since they are making vaccines.
Yeah.
And I really hope they know what they're doing, because if it's not gonna work, then that's gonna be an issue. But I'm a bit skeptical because, I mean, it's very quick that they got the vaccine ready to go, but we don't really know what the side effects are gonna be, if there is anything.
Yeah, there's already been emergency emergency on the one the vaccine that currently been accepted, which is Pfizer. Is the hi.
I'm assuming you guys are talking about the vaccine.
A little special random guest that came into my video.
Oh, Spike, you need to do when you're doing videos. Freaking do it on, do it in DMs.
This is your ghost speaking.
This is the goals.
Nah, get over here. Get on how I picked up.
Yeah, come
The
to
more
the podcast tent.
Okay, sure. That's the least I could do.
the more the merrier. More opinions. That's great.
You have a Bell Plaza representative. I had it. When I was in 7th grade. Yeah. I didn't have it severely though, but I know some cases that like are really serious and that last like a long time. But it's temporary, and I think that's why they say, oh yeah, it's fine, it's temporary.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that. Just,
No, I know. I mean, I had it. I had it.
Yeah.
I had like half my face was paralyzed. I couldn't smile. My eye was watering constantly, and what
I'm
else was
sorry to
playing?
hear that.
Yeah, but it's not the end of the world. Oh, I see what's going on here. Oh, I need to do
Welcome.
something. Well, yeah, I'm here.
This is a random guest that just fun average. Introduce yourself, and you're here now.
Yeah. Wait, hold up. My bad. Hi. My name is Funhour57. I also do YouTube. I'm being lazy right now. But I'm Spike's friend for like a few years now. And yeah, I guy who plays games has very specific views. Ah, crap! I fell into the void. Oh crap! I almost fell into the void again. Okay, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I don't really have anything else to say. Also, Merry Christmas, everyone. Oh crap! What the hell is going? I pressed F5 and I'm. Please tell me I'm not like that on. Wait, where? Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was just the first topic that we discussed on fun. That we all known each other for. We're about to pass the 7-year mark.
Yeah, next month.
Yeah. But
Pretty
anyway.
crazy to think about.
Yeah, back to the topic of the pandemic. It's just honestly, it's amazing how far technology have come, to be honest. And that's the one thing I'm scared of too, is like to the point that technology become too realistic and too terrifying. Nah, I ain't messing with that crap, nah. Such as AI or all that jazz. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
The scary part is that not many people seem to understand how the AI works sometimes.
Yeah.
Like they can think, maybe they think they know how it thinks and functions, but the AI could be working completely different, and that's a bit scary to think about as well.
Yeah, and self-driving cars, and I'm like, nah, I ain't ready for that.
It's a cool idea, but who is that lazy to not be able to drive a car on the road? If you're not gonna drive a car, then you shouldn't even have a license or a car at all.
I mean, in my personal opinion, I love driving cars. It's still fun to drive. Yeah. What do you think about all this? The technology just advanced this far. Since you're in robotics too.
Are you asking fun or?
Yeah, I'm asking
Me.
fun.
I'm muted. My bad. So yeah, like said, a little bit of my background. I done robotics in university right now. I'm doing computer science. But in my opinion, I like technology. Technology is good. It helps bring the universe. It brings it forward, right? Like with the internet, like what the hell? I met people from Michigan. I met people from Australia. Like I'm meeting people around the world, and that's a crazy idea to me at least. And that would have been a crazy idea for people 30 years behind us. But I don't like when people use technology to get rid of daily chores or daily like things like driving, like you guys mentioned. I am not a driver personally. I have high anxiety, but like driving is like one of those things that like you kind of need a human behind the wheel. Like robots, yeah, maybe one day we'll get advanced enough to, drive cars by themselves, but like that should be a human thing. There should be things that humans still should do, even if we have the technology to replace it. And like, there's certain things that robots can do. So like, I don't know an example like sorting through things. Maybe that could be a robot task. Like tedious things, not like something that's not like tedious like driving. So yeah, that's kind of my opinion.
Or if it's very precise things, then a robot could do it.
Right, because a robot's more accurate than a human. But like, we should be telling robots what to do, right? We shouldn't make an AI to the equivalent of making a new life form. Like it would be cool to have something like that, but it's like there's a risk, there's the dangers of it. And I don't know how humans would fare against it. I don't know.
I mean, I watched a video not too long ago. 10 things about 2050, and also like, freaking 30 years from now. So, and in that video, it was talking about the laws and all that crap, and so what they're saying is there's possibly going to be a law that passed in any somewhere in this world that you can marry a robot. And I'm like, nah, we ain't, nah. That's just weird. Marrying a robot. That's just weird.
But isn't that fun?
No.
Oh god.
That
is one of the ridiculous things.
Like, I'm okay with like LGBT getting the ability to do that, like gay can marry each other. Yeah, but when it comes to like artificial, not real, nah. Like imagine marrying an animal. I'm like, what the heck? No, that should not be a thing. I don't like it. That's what they're saying about in 2050. Another thing, well, like I'm okay with like the science technology, but when it comes to like the technology itself, nah, I'm not ready for that crap. I'm not ready for change. But science technology, like human modification, I'm okay with 100%.
Right, making an arm, that's a cool thing.
Yeah.
Like helping people gain limbs that they didn't have before. Like that's a beautiful thing for technology, and we're very close to getting there, to making it really good. But yeah, no. Stuff like that's positive things that help humans, not replace humans.
Yeah.
If that's a way of putting it.
Yeah.
Those are the changes like I would want to see.
Yeah. And the video also was talking about that Elon Musk is trying to take humanity to Mars. I'm like, living on Mars is... I don't think that... I mean, that's very soon, too. Like, 30 years later, that's very soon. That's not even long, either.
That's as long as we've been alive, or at least 2/3 of the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but... I mean,
And,
it
like,
would be
what are we
cool.
gonna do in Mars if we're ever gonna go there? There isn't much to do there, I guess.
I mean, we would be a different human being on Mars, too, because the gravitational is different on Mars than on Earth.
It's stronger, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which means we would grow a lot quicker on Mars rather than Earth. Or on,
Wait,
grow taller. My bad.
Oh. Do you think the lifespan would change too?
That is a good question. I actually never thought about that. Like, as a human, we typically live up to 100. Well, on average, would be like 76 to 80. But
yeah, currently anyway.
but
We would have to
I'm-
rethink what a year is if it's longer or
yeah.
more
So
days.
that maybe on Mars is 40 years, because technically, 2 years on Earth is. 2 years on Earth is essentially 1 year on Mars. I think.
Yeah.
And which means the lifespan in on Mars. What I'm like, there's obviously going to be a different nature than Earth, the physics and all that laws and crap. So we don't know
Yeah.
what applies to our body if we go to another planet, and that's one thing I really am intrigued about space a lot. Like if you watch the Martian movie, that's again
Oh yeah.
great movie, honestly. Oh my god.
Great movie. Mhm.
Or the Interstellar. That was another good one too.
Yeah. I
And-
really like those movies. They're very fantastic and interesting to watch.
And that's another thing is like, what if the laws of physics or anything in terms of our human body on Mars, if Mars has a faster rotation than Earth, that means we age. Well, not age, but we get older quicker. Rather than on Earth, where like the current age where we are right now. So imagine on Mars you're like 30, but if you come to Earth, you're not really 30. You're like 18 or something like that.
In fact, have you guys heard of the experiment that happened with two twins? One set of twins where they send one twin
Yeah.
twin into space, and the other one stayed on Earth. And
Mhm.
after I don't know how long it was, but like amount of time, that
Mm.
I think the person in space aged more than the person on Earth, or maybe vice versa.
Mhm.
I think the person on Earth grows older faster than the one in space because of the
The lack
No,
of gravitation.
yeah.
Right. So,
I think that's how it works.
but like that's kind of a really interesting thing that was studied.
There's also like hypothetical talk about if you go near a black hole and because of the pressure, the gravity is very low and time moves faster the weaker the
Yeah.
gravity is. So if you're in a black hole without getting sucked in, then you can basically time travel. But
Mhm.
there's no way we can prove that really, but it's
Yeah.
a cool theory.
It is a cool theory, and that's what I love about space is that the studies on certain planets and especially time traveling or warp speed, and rumors such as wormholes. Like, people have been talking about rumors on Earth that there's a wormhole from America to China, just one massive wormhole. You can travel from this point to China in an instant. I'm like, I don't know about that. But it's a cool rumor. It's like Spacetime fold a cell. And that's another thing. Well, I watched this video not too long ago. Was time, and this video was Jubilee, right? Jubilee.
I've heard of it.
Well, Jubilee did a little host of a expert, and they do levels of people, so elementary, middle school, high school, and college. And the expert just tried to have a little conversation of what those levels think of the meaning of time. And it's very interesting that time is so different from a certain standpoint of dimension, where dimension is just physical, well, not physical, it's kind of like all our senses: touch, see, smell, all of that. Or
yeah, the senses, yeah.
And that's what I love about science is there's two different things that are completely different: time and dimension. And dimension, there's the scientists say there's a possibility that that we could go up to 5 dimensions. We're up to 4 right now, but there's possibly a 5th one right now.
Yeah, it's possible. But I don't know what it's gonna change if we do prove there's a 5th. How that would change our view on things.
Well, I think the 5th dimension is just the quantum realms, where to the point.
Could be.
Yeah.
I see we're getting into Ant-Man now.
Kind of, yeah.
I mean, when I saw Ant-Man movie and just learned about the quantum, it was very interesting. I actually enjoyed it.
No, they definitely what's it called? Put the science into it.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like, oh yeah, we're just gonna bring in this
Yeah.
and apply no logic to it.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the movie Lucy?
I think I have. It's
a movie about what would happen if a human has like a certain percent of brain capacity.
Oh, yes, yeah.
How that would affect things.
That was the Scarlett Johansson. That was the Scarlett Johansson movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like she starts off like a regular person, and then she grows more and more like smarter, and then eventually she's like breaking the dimensions, like the 3rd and 4th dimension and so on. It's very interesting and very cool, but it's a bit hard to understand at the same time.
Yeah, and
if there's any like science behind it, or if it's just fantasy and fictional stuff.
It's definitely interesting to think about it. Like,
yeah,
like how would humans act if we didn't have full potential of our brain?
I mean, again, this is one of the things I actually looked into it, the brain capacity. Did you guys know that our brain capacity can store up to, if I remember correctly, is 20,000 terabytes.
it's a lot of memory.
Is that at 100% capacity, or that's like
That's like full capacity, yeah, 100%.
okay?
And that just blows my mind how much our brain can
But
store.
like that's isn't that interesting? Like we have so much capacity, but we can never fill it out. Like
Yeah.
why do we have so much if we can't use it?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, why do we have this much capacity? Yet we can't really fill it up to the point we actually forget. And I'm like, why do we forget if we have this much capacity? It's
Who
very,
knows?
it's very interesting why we forget. Yeah, we have this much capacity.
It's kind of like a lot of wasted potential as like humans. It's like sometimes I see people like struggle with like the simplest things, and like I mean like very simple, like what's 2 + 2 sort of things, and I just kind of
Yeah.
wonder
Yeah.
like I just kind of wonder like
I have a hard time with math too, so I
Yeah.
can
I
relate.
mean everyone has their faults. I think that's just us as individuals, but it's like like what is it? Is it like motivation? Is it that we're legitimately lowering the usage of our brains because of technology, because of the time we live in? Like what is it? Like I'm not saying everyone is an Einstein. I mean everyone could be an Einstein, but like
It could be genes, like it could be like how we're born, and
like what's the science behind that? Like is it a person-to-person thing? Is it a motivation thing? Is technology making it harder?
I actually know what's behind it is in our brain we had different sections in our brains, and I don't remember all the sections, but I know I can just make it into similar terms for you. Obviously we have like happy section, then there was like the back storage section, and then like there are and the happy section just pretty much like takes up I want to say, if I remember correctly, like 40% of our brain capacity, and sleep. Obviously, sleep takes up more capacity than the rest because we all need sleep to the point our body functions, and
Right.
we have like different sections, and I think the reason why we forget is we're not using that specific section in our brain. We can't be bothered to use it. I think it's like both what you said, it's like a motivational thing, or it's a person-to-person thing. There are things that we cannot really control in our brain. Like obviously we like daydream or go to La La Land and just think about something else. Sidetrack.
but then we also forget stuff because when we sleep, our brain gets the time to process and delete things, so it doesn't remember everything, but more like the more important parts. And that's
Yeah.
a very cool thing to think about, like how the brain works and how it sorts things as well.
It's like sorry.
Go ahead. Okay.
Go ahead.
Like it's weird to think about it, but it's like the brain is like essentially a computer. It like how you gave us the number of, like if the brain was a proper computer, how much what's the specs of our brain. But it's like it's very scary to like just think about that. Like the brain is just a large fleshy computer, and it's like we're doing things around the clock, whether we know it or not. It's like a lot. It's a lot to like just think about, really.
And it's There's one tip. Well, I'm not gonna say it to you guys, but for those who are watching this video, this is one tip for all you guys: stay in school, keep learning, and don't forget things, because even sometimes I forget certain things, like PEMDAS. I just watched a video of Tim just forgetting how to do math. PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction.
And like, yeah, it's hard to learn things when you don't maybe understand where and how it's gonna be of use. Like, sometimes I think about math that I learned and I've never ever used it in my life ever. But like, you never know. Like, life is very unpredicted. So you're just gonna continue learning new things eventually too. So
Yeah.
And honestly, like with like education, like this is another educational talk. No, like having the education, knowing what you need to do, like especially when you're younger, knowing what your options are, those come in really big help. Like don't take things for granted. Like, at least in America, we're fortunate to even have education, as even though our education system is like it's failing out because schools aren't getting enough funded. So like, if you're watching this like near this release, just know that right now you're lucky, because education in the next few years could be thrown out the window, and you're not gonna know what you have until it's gone. And it's like, education is legitimately one of those things that like everyone needs. Like, I don't mean to make this political, but people who support an obvious person, not gonna say names, are people who don't know who they're voting for and are not educated enough in this guy's shenanigans to know not to give him the power that he desires, and know that he's not for the people like other presidents were. So
yeah,
it's important to educate yourself.
So
and
don't.
Speaking of education, we can all say that it's been difficult to have the school education from like online school and stuff. With the pandemic.
Agreed.
How do you guys think about it? Do you think it's easy to study from home and not go to school, or do you think it's better to be in school?
It depends on the person, but I say it's best to be in school.
I agree with Spike. I'm gonna be honest. Like, legitimately, it doesn't matter what major you are. I think having an environment to learn in, such as the environment provided from a school, is so much better than anything that you could possibly ask for. Because at home you have anything, and anything can become a distraction when you're at home. At school, all you really have is your phone and or your friends. But like at home, you have access to your phone, you have access to your tablets, your consoles, your bed. It's like these things literally they literally they scream out to your brain saying, do this, do that, don't do work.
Your home is basically your safe place.
Right, and it should be treated as a safe space away from work. But now it is work.
And that's the thing. I actually looked at the statistics of the education as of right now, online classes, and holy crap. This year is by far the worst education of all time. In my state, 30% 32% of the people in my state are failing grades. Texas is 52%. And California, if I remember correctly, is like 72 or 18%. I can't remember which. But that shows you how much online is not really doing. Online classes don't really help. It's like more of a distraction than anything else. And how important it is to have a physical school.
And I guess it's hard to teach others as well when you can't really see the students. So being a teacher can't be easy right now either. And especially when you don't know if, hey, are you listening or are you doing something else? I don't know, I can't see you. And yeah.
I during quarantine, I had to watch a lot of documentaries, kind of on the pandemic and its effect around the world. And when the education video like really highlight like the struggle of poor families, like there's a lot of like, think about it. There's a lot of families who have either 2 kids or like 5 kids in the house for whatever reason. and like education there can be a literal are we allowed to curse or like
we can say how
okay
yeah,
well,
or share, just more of the minor swear words.
Keep it minimum. Got
yeah.
it. But it's literally hell. Like there was one documentary. This single mom has 3 kids, all school level, and like first off, she doesn't have the money to get the laptops, tablets, whatever they need, and also support the internet. Remember, like Wi-Fi isn't cheap, and Wi-Fi is very costly to be very effective. And if you don't know, streaming, like being in a meeting from 3 different people in the house, that's hell. Especially if you live in a small house, like a lot of poor families do. That is living. That's it's hard, and some families are fortunate. Like some poor families are fortunate that schools give out tablets or laptops, so that these kids at least have a platform to get to their classes. But then the internet thing, schools can't fix that. And again, it's not like internet prices have gone down since the pandemic started. They kind of been at least I haven't done my research on this, but they're existent. They're there. So like, please don't, like, I know right now it's a tough time, but like in the future, once the pandemic is behind us, don't take in-person learning for granted. It's like, I know a lot of kids are finding it tough. A lot of teachers find it tough to learn and to teach in an environment like this, because it's different. The motivations are different. Everything's different. So yeah,
it's not easy for anyone right now. It's a tough time to be in right now. So it's always good to talk about things if there's something bothering anyone.
Yeah, never keep things to yourself too. Like we're all in this together. Like it's like I know I had a friend who was suffering from depression, like because she can't be with her friends and stuff. Yeah, gotta pull through this together with everyone involved. So we can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna wind it down here. 55 minutes. Whew.
That's a long podcast.
Yeah. Thank you for coming in and watching. And thank you, Derek and Fun, for joining my podcast and just having a conversation on current situation. Tip: stay in school.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you for having us. Yeah.
Tip: stay in school. Don't be slacking off. Don't be like me who slack off. I mean, I'm just doing this for my own safety as a human being. I try to think smart and do my own options safely. So do the same. Think smart. Do things safely. Thank you.